brush roll keeps stopping on your Kirby when you lower it, I'm going to show you a quick and easy fix. So what we'll do is dive straight into it. Don't forget everything used in the video today. There are links in the description below for the best place to get your Kirby products. Make sure you check those out at the end of this video. Hi Kirby fans, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're going to be looking at a couple of reasons why your Kirby brush roll keeps stopping when you're lowering it. Now I've had a fair few emails and a fair few PMs about this issue. I've shared it in other videos, but I thought I'd do a video specifically for this issue. So what we'll do is dive straight into it. Right, so next to me we've got the Avalir 2 and I've got the belt wound on. Now it took a couple of months to get this issue. Now I'll quickly zoom in, show you what the issue is, and then I'll show you how to resolve it. Right, so now we'll turn it on, I'll lower it down, and what I want you to do is keep your eye on that light there, because that is the main thing that lets you know about this issue. Now, as you can see, that green light was flickering, which means that the belt is slipping slowly. If that green light is totally off, then the belt's spinning and the brush roll isn't. A couple of reasons why this will happen. Now, one, it's down to maintenance and you've got to maintain your Kirby, so we'll jump in and I'll show you what the issue is. Now, one thing that causes this over time is when you turn your Kirby off, you must raise it before you turn it off, because what happens is the brush roll is still in contact with the carpet, you turn it off and it's and it puts a lot of strain on the motor and the belt. So that's going to make your belt wear a lot quicker. Make sure you raise your Kirby first and then turn it off. Now the other issue is again down to maintenance. So just wind this belt off and I'll show you what the problem is. Right, now if you leave your Kirby head in this position for quite a while, it's going to stretch that belt and excessively wear it over time. If your belt's permanently wound on and you don't use your Kirby for a week, maybe 2 weeks, again, that's going to stretch that belt to that position. It's going to be stuck in that one position and it's going to stretch it. But the main issue when we wind this off, and you'll notice this when I turn it over, and it's took about a month and a half to get this like this, and I don't like to get my Kirbys like this, but I did it purely for this video. When we take this out, you can see on the bottom all this hair. Now what happens is this hair wraps around here, so if you've got a partner with long hairs, you're going to get this issue. The belt will sit over there, it won't be able to grip with that canal section in the middle, it's going to spin on that hair, and one, it's going to burn, but also it's going to stretch as well over time because it's trying to grip and that's slipping on that hair and that brush roll is slipping on that hair. That's the one reason that cannot grip onto this brush roll, because this hair is underneath the belt and totally spinning. So every week what you need to do is take your brush roll out and just give it a bit of a clean. Now you shouldn't have to get a Stanley knife on it, but I say this has been about a month and a half leaving this for this video. So get your Stanley knife, just slide it under. You don't want to cut into your brush roll. Okay, and you're just going to get all that hair off that brush roll. Right, so most of that hair's off and we can agree that it's not my hair. So like I said, if you've got a partner with long hair, you're going to have this issue. As they lose their hair or brush it out, it's going to up on the carpet, you're going to vacuum it up and it's going to wrap around your brush roll. The other end you need to check is these caps just pull off, like so. And just check there is nothing around this bearing. Now luckily there's nothing around that bearing. With your cap, just sweep that out with a little old paint brush or duster brush. Like so, and then repeat that on the opposite side. Check there's no hairs around there, pop that back in, still a couple of hairs there. Like I said, you should be doing this every week. Just pull that brush roll out and remove any hairs. You don't have to take these caps every week, but I'd say at least once a month. Make sure you put the cap back on the correct end, so just take one off at one time. So spin it to the other side. Pull that cap off. A little bit of grime in there. Okay, check there's nothing wrapped around that bearing, which there isn't. You can give that a little bit of a sweep as well if you've got some dust in there. Again, pop that back on. Next we'll look at the belt. So here's the original belt, and we'll just grab a new belt. So if we grab a new belt, this belt shouldn't fit inside there without. Now you can see that stretch, because there's the new belt and that will not fit inside itself. There's the original belt with a new belt in there, so you can see how much that has stretched. Now if we put that old belt inside the new belt, I've got to think now. So that's on the outside, so this is the old belt, and we put that there. Just looking at those alone, we can see that the old belt has stretched at least a quarter of an inch to half an inch. So that's the reason why that's slipping. So this is the old belt and this is the new belt. Put that to one side. So your old belt will go on the outside. And you can see how much it's stretched, because that new belt fits inside perfectly. Flip it around the other way, and again you can see it's stretched major. So you must check your belt, and like I said earlier in the video, make sure you raise that head before you turn that Kirby off. So we'll fit a new belt. Now the other reason as well is a lot of people think that these are set for depth. The only depth part of your Kirby is that toe touch control for different height carpet. On here you've got 3 settings. Now Kirby should tell you in the demonstration, sometimes they don't. It is in the book as well, from what I remember. So you've got 3 settings. So when you first get your Kirby, it's set on brush roll number 1. So if you turn this around, so we'll start at 3, which is there. So you've got 3 notches, 1, 2, 3, 2 notches, 1, 2, and then 1 notch, okay? The next one isn't a setting because you just got to cut out. So you got 1 more setting, don't put in that one because it will get stuck in the portable head unit. So we're going to go back to 1. So again, start off at 3. It's got numbers here as well, 2, 1. Hold that up. Same on this side here. So we go 3, 2, 1. Keep that number 1 facing up, and you're going to slot that back in there, like so. Make sure you've got no hairs in there. And now that brush roll is fitted perfectly. With your bumper, it's just got a slot in the front there, so make sure that this is clipped on properly. You can clean this out at the same time, there shouldn't be a lot in there. Slot that in. Make sure your bumper's slotted in properly. Close it, lock that lever over, lock that lever over, and then wind your belt back on. So it's going to be a little bit stiffer because it's a new belt. And that's ready to fit to the Kirby. So just fit this back on your Kirby. So make sure your unit's raised up fully. Slide that on, hook it on properly, make sure your safety switch activates, push that in, lock it over, and wind your belt on. Now let's try this out. Right, so our Kirby's set up, we're back in the same spot, so I'm going to use the same piece of carpet. It can happen whether you're using a low pole carpet or a high pole carpet. The more that belt wears, the more that brush roll is going to restrict, and the more hair you've got wrapped around that brush roll, the more issues you're going to have with your belt not gripping. So you must take that brush roll out at least once a week if you've got a partner with long hair that's getting wrapped around that brush roll. It takes literally 30 seconds. So let's zoom in and see how she runs. Now one thing I forgot to mention was when you lower this down, you lower it down until the tone changes. So pretend it's running and it'll change, you'll go when it contacts the carpet, and then you only go 1 more. That's all you need to do. A lot of people tend to do, and this again will damage your belt, is they whack it all the way down. You don't need to do that on high pole carpet. If you've got low pole carpet, yes, it may go all the way down eventually, but don't just whack your Kirby down straight away. So we'll turn it on and then we'll lower it down, and it's just 1 click after the tone changes. But don't forget everything used in the video today. There are links in the description below for the best place to get your Kirby products. Make sure you check those out at the end of this video. In this video, I will put a video to 5 tips to maintain your Kirby. And also I'll put the video link to the one with the brush roll height adjustment. Right, so I hope you found this video really useful. Again, if you're using your Kirby, don't whack it all the way down. Like I've said in the video, there is no height adjustment on that brush roll. I will put an iCard above linking to a video I made a couple of months back on that, but also you've got to make sure that you keep the maintenance up and keep all that hair removed from your Kirby Vacuum. Now at least do it once a week. Doesn't take long. If it doesn't build up over a week, there's barely anything, you literally pull it off, so you won't need a Stanley knife. Again, with your belts, there are links in the description below of where to get them from. These should last you at least 6 months. Mine lasts me at least 6 months and I never have an issue. Yes, I've got an abundance of Kirby's, but I do use the Avalir 2 every single day. What I do is wind the belt off when I'm not using it. That way the belt won't stretch when it's not in use. Again, those who are new to the channel, if you find you're getting value out of this content, then contemplate showing support by slapping that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Ding that bell for notifications so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Give us a big thumbs up and comment down below. I will reply to the comment, and if you like what you comment, I'll pin it to the video. So what we'll do is cut in your bloopers, and I'll catch you in the next one. Right, so next to me we've got the Avalir 2. I've got the Right, try again.